everyone, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of The Real. This is Kendra Wolfgram, one of the agents on the team, and today we will be talking about things to keep in mind when moving to a new place. I work with a lot of first-time homebuyers, and I myself am recently making a move, so I wanted to just do an episode on these items to get you guys thinking about or just keep in mind some of these things in hopes that it will make the move a little bit smoother when it does happen. So let's get started. So you're getting close to closing time, you're thinking about what are my next steps, what should I be doing to prepare for the move. So prior to closing, I'm going to give you guys a list of some things to do. Number 1 is getting electric and gas switched over into your name. Let them know of the address change and basically the date that you're going to be closing or when you're going to be occupying the house. If it's an LP tank, have your agent give you the contact information of who previously serviced the tank just for your records. You can choose who you want to use for refilling fuel, but it's a good idea to just have this information of who the tank is leased through if it's not owned, just to kind of have that information on hand. Second is water and sewer. The title company should be taking care of switching the water and sewer into your name, but again, just double check with your agent on this, make sure that it's taken care of. Third is mail. Make sure you switch or set up your new mail forwarding address. This I know can even be done online. I did it myself. I think it was a little over $1, so you could do it that way. Otherwise, you can just go to your local post office and do it that way. Fourth is garbage and recycling. So most garbage and recycling, in the area is municipal, not private. So this is included in your taxes and won't require a separate account to be set up or transferred. But again, just double check with your agent on this if you are unsure. You can also ask the sellers when pickup day is for the garbage and recycling as well. Otherwise, you can look at when your neighbors put out the garbage and recycling. Fifth is homeowner's insurance. So your lender will be requesting this as well, but make sure that you're ahead of the game and looking around for the best deals, who you want to go with. If you're already working with, maybe for car insurance, you have someone already, ask them what they offer and see what the best deal is for you. Sixth is internet, cable, landline, making sure that that's all switched over, making sure that they service your area. Otherwise, if you want to switch companies too, get that taken care of. And then seventh is some other areas that you might need updating with your address are your employer, your bank or credit card companies, any loan providers, even those student loans that you might, try to forget, they're still gonna, they're not gonna let you forget those loans. So you gotta make sure that you update your address there. Any insurance providers, other financial agencies, any magazines or other subscriptions, online shopping sites, and then also like your doctor, dentist, vet, school, all those things, keep in mind. Next, I'm going to get into just some good ideas to keep in mind when moving into a new home. First is if you have any children or pets, to child-proof the home or pet-proof the home. Make sure that it's safe for anyone living there. And next is changing any locks on your house in case the previous owner might have accidentally kept a key, or if they gave any keys to the neighbors or relatives. You just want to be safe, and if you change those locks, the sooner the better. Gives you a peace of mind too. Third is scheduling any maintenance work to be done. Maybe you had an inspection and you kind of have some things in mind that you want to do right away. Even if it's just cosmetic, like painting rooms. Otherwise, if it's a good idea to maybe change your furnace filters right away when you move in, make sure that's done, because you know the last time you changed it then, if you're the one changing it right when you move in. Any maintenance work like that, just kind of keep in mind. Sometimes it's better to do that stuff, before you move all your stuff into the home, especially like painting. You don't want to be moving around furniture if you don't have to. So just kind of keep that in mind. Also, creating an emergency response plan. I know this can go over a lot of people's heads. They don't think about it right away when moving into a new place, but in case of an emergency or critical event, you want to know where the nearest hospital is, fire station, police station, have those numbers on hand in case of an emergency, because you never know. Also, with moving, you want to make sure that you kind of have a game plan in place too. Are you going to ask family members, any friends to help you out, or are you going to hire someone? Do you need to get boxes? Anything like that. And, it is helpful if you label boxes, which room you're going to put them in. If you do have people helping you, because then they can put those boxes in the rooms that you kind of assigned. So, checking smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. It's also a good idea to just replace the batteries right away. That way you know that they're, brand new batteries and you should be good for a while then. And then locating any circuit breakers or shut-off valves. Also, again, in case of an emergency, in case you need to turn anything off, it's a good idea to know where those things are. And then also having a flashlight nearby too, in case of any power outages. And then inspecting for any missing or damaged items too in the home. If there's anything that you notice, just making sure that you kind of get that taken care of right away. And then making a home maintenance plan or budgeting too is a good idea. I know with my move, I've kind of already thought of some things that I want to do in the future. Of course, I'm just trying to do the more urgent things first, and then just kind of budget for the other items for later down the line. You got to remember you don't have to do things right away sometimes, but it is good to kind of keep that in place and budget for those things. Also, just checking out your surrounding area too, neighborhood, get familiar with where things are. And another thing that's kind of essential is packing for a first day. Having a first day box is nice to have. You don't want to be looking through all your boxes trying to find a toothbrush and having to buy, other, items that you already have, but you just can't find. So, and last is just taking pictures. It's a good idea to take pictures. Later down the line, you can look back at any progress that you made over the years, and you also just get to look back and kind of reminisce on the whole move. And so last thing I want to leave you guys with, I wanted to mention, just remember that things take time. When you get an inspection back, you might think, how and when am I going to get this all done? How much is it going to cost me? It can be very overwhelming at times, but you have to remember that not everything needs to be done right away. Complete the more urgent things first and make a plan or set goals for what you want to accomplish and just budget for those goals. Having your first home is an exciting time, so you get to personalize it. It's your own space, you're building equity, you get to make it your own. So just remember to enjoy it, and thanks guys for tuning into this week's episode. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, but we look forward to hearing from you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks.